Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining us for another segment of Camera On with Office Inside. My name is Emmanuel, Chief Business Development Officer for Authors Inside. Today, I'm very excited about our panel. We have our very first female guest, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. But before we get started, can you hit the like button and subscribe so every time we release a video, you will get notification. So everybody, the panel introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for that. My name is Mary McQueen, and I'm happy to be a part of this panel and this team. I am Director of Reentry for Authors Inside. And I guess
Okay.
we'll get to a little
Yeah.
bit more of myself. I'll pass it to whoever would like to introduce themselves next.
Yes.
Well, all right. I'm Otis Green III, Authors Inside, Director of Educational Services, and I'm based out of Riverside County.
That's
Nice.
So George K.L. Smith, I'm the Director of Programming Resources here in Northern California for Authors Inside.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just excited about this panel today because this is Authors Inside very first female guest, and she's more than a guest, and I'm gonna let her tell you about herself and her position, and I'm sure our viewers are excited too. So go ahead, Miss Queen.
Have to remember to turn this mic on. Thank you for that. So a little bit about me. Born and raised in Los Angeles, and so I am launching a Los Angeles chapter of Authors Inside. I've been doing the work out here on this side of the wall for 10 years now, being home. I was sentenced to life in prison, did 13 years and won my freedom by writ of habeas corpus after studying law, attending college while in prison. Let's see. Certified peer reentry navigator. I came home and had the passion to everything I learned, even using a cell phone. I wanted to go back and teach people coming home. So supervisor of parole wanted to train and start this navigation program. And I believe Pomona might have been the very first in California to start it. And I was the first one, kind of proud about that. And from there, just been doing the work. I love youth, very passionate about youth. So I go into the juvenile hall, Central Juvenile Hall. Other youth institutions are opening doors for me. I plan to go into the California Youth Authority soon. And yeah.
Mary, if you don't mind me asking, how soon after you got out did you get right into the your passion? Was it right away, or was it a few months, a year? What was it?
Right away. I was still actually in a transitional house when I took the training to become a peer reentry navigator, and I was facilitating we call them lifer meetings, but facilitating the lifer meetings, the men and women, San Gabriel Valley, Los Angeles County. Then it was mandatory for all of them to come up. This is a great experience, humbling experience. Again, everything I learned, I've taught technology classes, helped prep with resumes, did a lot of advocacy to open doors for people with criminal backgrounds.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
Man, you hit the ground running. Your resume is is real impressive and intimidating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. You have anything you can say on George Otis?
Oh no, I was just really go ahead, Otis.
Yeah, I wanted to add, are there any other formerly incarcerated women that you are engaged with now who are out here doing the same stuff?
Oh, yes. Wow. My whole network is formerly incarcerated women. Many of them were lifers like myself, my best friends doing the work, other organizations. Some have launched nonprofit community-based organizations doing the work, proud to say. But I also support women transitioning home. Recently hosted a women empowerment luncheon for Thanksgiving at the Pomona Parole Office for those transitioning home, you know, still in halfway houses, transitional homes. And so it was very nice. I had it catered and, you know, knowing what it's like to have that first meal, good meal when you're home. It was an awesome experience. Having other speakers there, formerly incarcerated like myself, exemplifying resilience and success, you know, empower them that they can do anything. Don't let their records stop them or fool them, you know. And so yes, a lot of formerly incarcerated women doing the work, and we empowering those that may only did a little bit of time. It's okay, you know. Come join us and do the work, you know. Also be a voice, you know, for change, you know.
Exactly. That's good stuff. And yeah, the reason why I asked that question was because when Emmanuel highlighted earlier that, you know, you are our first female guest, and I know you are obviously our first female director, it made me realize, I'm like, I wonder, does the public maybe think this is like a man thing, that, you know, this is only stuff that we do, and it's not, right? I mean, women are out here fighting just as hard to help men and women, right? Just like we're attempting to help men and women change their lives and do better and be more valuable to their families, to themselves, and to them, to their communities. So I commend you along with all the other men and women who are out here doing this work, man, because we make a difference, right? We make a difference. And the reason why you can, and that's not even an assumption, the fact of the matter is we've made a difference in our lives, right? So if we're taking that same energy, of course we're making a difference, right? And it's just a lot of times we need that support and a platform from those who are in the community to allow us to continue to extend our services. So thank you very much. And glad to have you on board. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, hopefully in the near future, you know, we can have some of those sisters, you know, come on and talk about the work that they're doing, you know.
Definitely. We'll love that.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. We will have it, right? I'm not gonna say we hope to have it. We will happen. It will happen because we're moving in that direction, man, and this is a good thing.
Just tripping. Like, man, just I remember us envisioning this thing together, like all of us. You know, well, Mary McQueen, of course, you came on board, you know, and I'm really glad to have you, you know, grateful for your energy and everything, your insight, your knowledge, all that, right? And I know it's going to be super helpful for so many. But I'm reflecting on where we were not even a few years ago, you know, in those dorms in their prison, walking that yard together, talking about what we're going to do when we go home, when we get home, right? Now we're here. I'm 3 years, oldest 4 years, Emmanuel 2.5 years. And then we have a sister who has a sustainable amount of change and service to the world, 10 years. So it lets me know, and it reminds me that, man, George, okay, you're 3 in, man, you got a lot more work to do. You can do it. It's right in front of you. Look at the sister grinding, opening doors for other people, right? And I'm empowered by that. You know, I'm excited by that. Because, you know, sometimes I could be kind of narrow in my thinking, right? Like, oh, man, you know, this can't last too dang long, you know? But then to hear 10 years, man, of service after a life sentence in the penitentiary. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us. And I look for all the work we can accomplish together.
Yeah, we all share the same gratitude, Mary. And you know, you were speaking about grinding, George. You know, we was talking about an organic topic, you know, and I was thinking about, you know, even when we don't have the support, being of service, you know, when we're not being seen or we're not getting paid, you know, sharing our experience with, for me going to prison at age 23, I found myself to be around young 20-year-olds and people in early 30s. So, you know, I constantly, you know, telling them, sharing with them my story and my experience, and I applaud them too. I give them credit for being where they at, being working young men and being responsible, because when I was their age, I was in prison. So I tell them, whoever's in their life, their father, their teacher, their coach, whoever's in their life, trying to steer them, do the right thing, to listen to them, because the flip side of that is ugly, and you don't there's a whole nother world out there that you don't want no part of. So I applaud them, and and that's just my life service, even when I don't get credit for it, not being paid for it, get grinding, so I like that. I like it.
Right, right.
So, and if I may, man, it was one thing. I was still inside. Otis had went home, and I remember talking to Otis on the phone, and Otis was telling me about he was searching for volunteer services, fresh home, right? He was looking to volunteer, looking to volunteer. And of course,
Hmm.
that's a natural disposition, but he planted that, right?
Hmm.
Boom, come home, find that volunteer service, do those works, right? And just as a Christian man and wanting to do those things, right? Give
Yeah.
back, we talk about living amends all the time in there. But you know what I
Hmm.
found though, man? I struggled with a couple things when I came home and I was doing all that stuff. I'm mowing lawns. Sister called me Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. She was having this function. Can you come help over here? My gardener ain't coming. Cool, I'm there. A couple things that I found in that, man. I didn't mind doing those things, but people were kind of taking advantage of the kindness. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
lot of funding out of here, and I'm not all about money, man. There's a lot of funding, but people will literally allow you to just show up and work and do it for free if you so choose to.
Hmm.
Um, and just to switch gears, people have no idea that, we had been funding authors inside out of our own pocket for months, right? Like,
Hmm.
at
Yes.
a time, just so other people that are inside can have a platform to be heard. Right. So I know that's all over the place, but the reality of it is, man, I hear you, bro. And I had to check that stuff. Like, man, let's put this thing
Right.
in perspective.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but I do have a family, that I want to tend to. And I know that's not exactly what you're saying, brother,
No,
but
but no, you're right. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, definitely. I mean, the ideal is for us to do this full time, and and get be able to take care of our families. But at the same time, I was just saying, there's times when that don't happen, and I still utilize my
Right,
service, offer my service.
right,
Yes,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
That's it. Yeah.
So I'm
that's
sorry, I
good
But
think it's
stuff.
all
thank
over
you
the
for
place.
sharing that, though. I
But
appreciate that, brother.
I
You
got
you
my
right on
feelings
point.
real quick. You brought something up. It triggered something for me, big bro. I was out there getting that
Yeah,
lawn had to get done, bro.
right, right, right,
But I hear
Yeah.
you,
right.
man, for sure.
Well,
You
yeah,
want
I
to
mean
cheat?
that's a true it's a true statement, man. And like you said, the line needed to be done. Excuse me. But when we come down to people, right, whether it's men, women, um, young and old, lives need to be saved, right?
So,
That needs to be done, right? And it's no better group of people to do it than those who have the passion, the desire, that have the experience, that have the drive, that have the grind, right? Talked about grind to get that work done, man. And at the end of the day, it makes everything so much better, right? It reduces the amount of trauma that occurs in children's lives, right? And we already know what the result of that winds up being if it's not dealt with in early ages. Um, and to keep people from harming other people, man, right? From waking up that one day and saying, you know what, I'm walking out of my house and this stuff I got inside, I'm going to impose it on somebody else, right? I'm gonna create a victim because that's what's stated at the end of the day when you wind up getting cuffed up, right? You woke up, you made a decision. I'm walking out this house and I'm going to put my stuff on somebody else and terrorize my community. And therefore, our society has no choice but to remove you, right? But we can prevent that. Organizations like ours, we can prevent that, man, especially with us working together, being all throughout the state, right? Riverside County, St. Louis Obispo County, LA County, Alameda County. We can get this done, right? And this is just a start. So it's in many more counties, but hey, we eventually keep spreading, getting the word out to those in juvenile facilities, county jails, prisons, transitional homes, and schools, right? We can get this work done, man. And I appreciate being a part of this team, and I appreciate the people that we align with and will eventually align with in the near future. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you guys for being here. I want to thank all the viewers for listening in and for continuing to watch us every week.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. Miss Mary, I got something for you, Miss Mary. uh, can you share with our viewers what was your experience like while you were incarcerated? if you'd like to touch on it a little bit.
Wow. Oh, okay. Well, I know I can remember the very first day. The first day. And the reason why I talk about the first day, because it's so significant, because I never would have imagined, even being from the hood in LA, that it was so many lifers, those individuals sentenced to life in prison. Never would have imagined. I remember getting off the bus, and one of my young sisters from my neighborhood was there. They knew I was on my way up there from the county jail. But I remember having a conversation and saying, and telling others that she was introducing me to that I was sentenced to life. And walked me to the unit, and we looked inside, and she said, "Everybody here is sentenced to life. This is a lifer unit." I said, "What?" And she said, "And there's one on every yard." What? And many people don't know. They don't know how the system has just thrown people away for little to no reason. Young women that are now of age. I have a friend, a very close friend of mine, did over 40 years. It just would never know. And then you see us on the outside, you never would know that we've even been in prison. But I just wanted to share that just for viewers to know, so many. So what it was like though, I I remember landing in the room with another woman who was her lifer, had been in prison close to 30 years, and I remember her telling me, "Just don't get a write-up because they will use that against you." And I remember going to my first doc, and I remember a board member telling me, "We don't look for reasons to parole people. We look for reasons to deny them. So don't give us one reason." So what was my life like in prison? Praying every day that I didn't get a write-up. Having to pick and choose my battles. Sometimes having to just say, when I really, really, and especially the way I grew up, wanted to, but my children were more important. I was on a hardship. My baby brother raised my kids. He was only 21 when I went to prison. I had 2 kids, 2 girls, and he raised my little sister because I had just lost my mom in a car accident as well. So, but I said, if I have to be here, I'm gonna do everything I can to come out a better woman, a better mother, a better sister, a better human being. So I took everything the prison had to offer, every vocation. People wouldn't know what I have under my belt. I taught GED classes in my spare time. I was so passionate about that. They allowed people to get passes to come to my yard after child time on a Wednesday night for my GED classes. But I didn't get paid for it. It was something I was just passionate about doing after graduating electronics. I took college courses. I facilitated alternatives to violence. I taught women to facilitate. Women Advisory Committee. I did 602s, class action 602s that affected the men's prison when we won. So my advocacy journey really started there in prison. I was a mentor, like to young women that come in prison. Go get the education while you're here. That's how I did my time. From working in the watch office to the law library, maybe the services on the main yard, and back to my room. So and staying prayed up.
That's
And
right. That's good
Right.
stuff.
yeah,
Hey,
one day
hey.
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Otis.
No,
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
say when you was talking, I felt your passion, I felt your pain,
Oh,
and I want to give my condolences to you losing your mother. That's man, you've been through a lot, and that's the way you
Yeah.
came out. I applaud you and respect you to the fullest. So, yeah, good stuff.
thank
And,
you.
and still be able to give back, right? In such a world, right? I'm quite sure your world wasn't too much better than ours, right? Um, but you gave back, brought corrective measures, right, for lack of better words, to an environment where people had already made a decision to live a destructive lifestyle. And that type of passion, guess and imagine how much that can be used to prevent people from having to get to that point, right? We don't need to be get tougher on crime. For what? So people can do more vocations, more GED classes, facilitate more groups. No, we can stop this whole pipeline, right? And if we can't stop it, I tell you one thing we can definitely do, and that's slow it down, right? We can definitely slow it down because those same people who will listen once they've given up on life, right? Because you keep reminding them they have life, right? Will listen beforehand, before the cuffs are put on, right? Helping them get through things in daily life, right? Whether they're at work, at school, within the home, within the community. Allow people to be able to think different so they'll feel different. And when you're thinking and you're feeling different, your actions are going to be a whole lot different, right? Which in turn, you get a different reaction from society or the individuals you're dealing with. So that's why I love this work so much, and I love the fact that you highlighted specific things that you were inside doing, right? Which lets me know you're definitely not going to stop doing those things and more out here. So yeah, once again, very much appreciated, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I like the things that you pointed out, which are very important too, very important for our youth to understand that prison or jail is a place that nobody wants to go. It's not a beautiful place, it's a very ugly place. And those brick walls are made for people, some very bad people. Some
Right.
people are deserving of a second chance, but some, and the worst of the worst and the best of
Right.
the best, but it's a place that no one ever wants to go, and it's so easy to get in trouble and so hard to get out. You know,
Mm,
so it's about empowering those to be leaders. Don't be followers.
right.
Don't get
Right.
cars. Don't jump in that car with your
Right.
homeboy
Right.
because they're not going to be there when you get locked up.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
And so,
That's so true.
yes, intervene, and
Yeah.
but yeah, just wanted to touch on that. Thank you, Otis.
Yeah.
Good
You're
stuff.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Empowerment. That's what we're moving toward. Empowerment. Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good
Yes,
stuff.
sir. What you got for us, George? Yeah.
I was just thinking, I just left the juvenile hall right now, man, and was talking to the young people about desperation, right? I give them these little worksheets that I do, and we're talking about an era of desperation and what that looks like. And what I discovered in that continually, man, is that a lot of these young people, man, they don't see themselves past what they are right now, like their age, all that. I mean, of course, there are some young people, man, who, have an ability to have, some vision and things of that nature, but they really are like, man, I'm 18, I'm 17, and it's just what it is, right? And trying to break
Right.
through that, and not trying to break through that because I don't. I try to just come alongside them, man, and meet them right where they're at and be that consistent, caring adult. That's it, right? Because I know at 17 years old, I had my mind made up. I knew the world. I knew everything about the world. And you couldn't intimidate me or scare me in prison. In fact, I couldn't wait to get there, right? That's what all the push-ups and stuff was about. So having that mindset with these young people, man, and understanding, man, that these young people just need to um, have someone help them foster a healthy identity for themselves, right? Like, what is your vision over your life, bro? It can't be prison and death, and if it is, how can I help you uh, accomplish the things you want to accomplish without having to go that route, right? Um, Yeah, man, it's just a trip. It's just a trip. So I was just listening and reflecting on my conversation with them today, man. Some of them didn't even understand what the word desperation meant, right? Until we put it in, layman's terms, So that's all, man. I appreciate all the
Yeah,
work that everyone is doing in the communities, all the work that we're doing here, man. And I just pray, man, over this entire Authors Inside, and with the hope of having a platform from other people, man, to just accomplish the things we've accomplished, right?
right,
Uh,
right.
Curriculum development, writing books, man, leaving a prison changed, right? Changing an entire prison, bro, prisons, you know what I'm saying? So praise God. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. That's
wow.
all.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good work, man. Good work. Allowing them youngsters to have opportunity to rewrite, right? As an author, to
Right.
rewrite their lives,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
like
and that's what they have the power to do.
they shut down DJJ, right? So a lot of the kids are in there, they're doing life sentence, 40 to life, and you're in juvenile hall. 22 years old, 23 years old with 15-year-olds, 16 years old. And they're bringing the sophistication there, right? But at the same time, they also have a different insight of the world as well, right? They have a different perspective
Right.
of the world, and some information, and just pulling it out of them and trying to get them to disseminate it to the younger ones. It's a trip, man. And the work is never ending, and then
Yeah,
getting a
right,
hold of their family members, before they
right.
get home and fall back to that same dysfunctional, or that home that may have contributed to the dysfunction. Man, how can
Yeah.
I help
Right.
you, help y'all? So there's just so much work to be done, and it's just not
Yeah,
Authors Inside. We need other community-based organizations to come alongside of us. We need to come alongside them. You remember that old term, man, that it takes a village, but
right.
that's definitely what we need, man, on all fronts. We need to be at the table, man, to be able to assist other people, you know? So
Definitely.
that's what's up.
Definitely.
Good
I
stuff.
agree.
Good stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mary, is there anything else you'd like to share that you haven't shared? You want our viewers to know about you?
No, I just wanted to comment a little bit on what George just said. I love
Okay.
the that collaborating with other, you know, community-based organizations that are doing the work, that
Hmm.
we're doing, and how can we come together and support each other's work, um, or even design bills, design laws, just have a committee to where we could put our heads together so that we can make a difference. My
Right.
vision is having youth transitional homes
Yeah.
and having it, and it's been done once. One person, one entity, about a year or something ago, and I'll have to share that information. But the vision, transitional homes, mine was across Los Angeles County, but let's just say a couple in California, you know, instead of them shipping, what some probably don't know what they do, and I do, shipping our youth from California to other states because they don't want to deal with them. They just throw them away to other states. I learned this from people working in the juvenile hall. But give them to us.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know,
Sure.
um,
Good word.
cut that red tape. Give them to us, the people that care. Making change in the community and want to intervene. We are intervention specialists. We have the lived experience. We understand the barriers they face. Some of us have different lived experience with growing up, abuse, trauma. We understand what that does to us. These children need love. They want to feel that someone loves and care, and strength based of pointing out their strengths, what they're good at, what we see, and what they can do. That is what is going to intervene, but to allow them to just say out of juvenile hall, to go right back into the same environment,
Yep.
or foster homes where people that don't care. I have them tell me how they come back with no shoes on their feet. We love these youths.
Mm.
Give them to us. That might be something that we can, all fight for together. Um,
Yes.
you know, um, but yeah, I just wanted I love this organic because,
Yeah.
I'm talking about some real things here. possibilities, some things that need to be implemented for real.
Right.
Mm,
Right.
Definitely.
I
Yes.
think it's going to
It's
take us
those,
to intervene with our young youth. No one
right,
understands it like we do, you know.
right. To
Uh,
stop those preventive measures, like you said, intervene, get inside, because you know what's going to happen, right? You know something is going to just turn up, because so many people have so many different ways of thinking and come with so many different environments, like you said, the trauma, the abuse, et cetera, that everything isn't going to be peaches and cream. And I've said this before, and I always use this analogy because there's an elementary school near my house, and anytime I take that route in the morning, there's always you have to sit in traffic, for a little while, because parents are letting their kids out. Some of them are just pulling over and walking them to the front of the school. But every time, it never fails me, I look in that playground and I see numerous of kids. And at the same time, I realize those aren't just the pretty hopes that we imagine, right? Because Bobby's going to be a firefighter, and Billy's going to be an attorney, and Amy's going to be a nurse, right? Those things are all cute when the kids tell you that. But through my lenses, I see a lot of teenage pregnancy, right? I see some suicides. I see some drug abuse. I see some runaways, right? Those are in that playground. But if we can step in that middle of the playground, right, and reduce those numbers, to make a difference in our society, right? It'll make a big difference. Change can be made, and that has to be done, not just by the parents or the school administrators, but organizations like ours, right? That's willing to do the work and know what it takes and won't give up, right? Because that's just the reality of it, man. There's nothing we can do about it. I see all these tents. I was speaking at a teachers union. They had a meeting and allowed me about a year and a half ago to speak, and I was sharing with them what I just shared about the school ground, but also I pointed out that I used several of the main streets around here and pointed out the tents, right, that were behind CVS, and tents behind the supermarket and along the roadway, just to give them a visual image, because everybody's familiar with these areas. And I said, man, in the next 10 or 20 years, that's going to be one of your students, right? The one that's in that tent now is going to be dead and be replaced by who, right? But we can step in and reduce that, right? And it takes work, man. It takes work. So like I said, people with organizations like this, people who have the certifications, people who have the desire, people who have the passion, people that have the information, and that's going to maintain the information so we can constantly get positive results, right? To make our community safer, to make the younger generation's future more brighter. So I'm dedicated to do this work for the rest of my life. And I just hope there's always going to be continued support and resources to keep us moving forward.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we're gonna keep on pushing, getting our voices heard. I like what you said, Mary, about you know, getting writing legislature or getting some bills passed, sky's the limit. We got,
Yeah.
we got the lived experience, we got the certifications, we got the heart because we care, and we're doing the work. So why not us? So we're gonna go all the way. Yes.
Most definitely.
That's what's up. Authors Inside. Camera on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
up.
I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Man, it
yeah.
gotta be
So
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I appreciate that. This was a good. I like this week's panel. It was real intimate, and it was real. It was passion. And I felt I
Right.
felt it. I like it.
Good stuff, man. Me
Yeah,
as well. Me as well. And I
yeah,
can't wait, man, to start seeing some comments from my viewers on
yeah,
topics that they're interested in. You
yeah.
know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You out
Bring them
there?
on board too.
Yeah, you guys heard Otis. Your viewers, we want your input as well. So if you guys want to have any questions or want us to discuss a topic, feel free to just call us, email us, or put it in the comment section.
Sure. And
Yes.
last, if I may, Emmanuel, I know everybody, there's hardships and things of that nature. I know you got bills. I know you got children. I know you got to feed yourself, all that stuff. But we really need your help, right? We're trying to, again, create a platform for other people that are incarcerated, those that are not incarcerated, the preventive measures, the intervention that was spoken on today. Please go to the website, authorsinside.org. Check us out. If you're feeling friendly today, we would appreciate your donations as we go forward, man. We're publishing books. We're teaching people how to write. We're teaching kids how to write their own books, publishing it for them. We're just everything. The Sisters Reentry Director, education, myself, resources, and we just need help, man, to provide more resources for a larger population. You heard the sister talk about transitional home for youth in Los Angeles. Our vision is, man, not only Los Angeles, we want to go throughout the world, throughout the country, and help everybody that we possibly can. So we appreciate you and we're grateful for it. And thank you.
Man, well said, George. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
All right.
Is there anything else? Okay. Thank you for this tonight's panel. Appreciate you guys, and see you guys next week.
Okay, I like it.
All right.
Thank
Next
you.
week.
Camera
Thank
on.
you.
Good night.